Welcome to the press briefing. We have today Dr. Chuang Chuk-kwan, Head Communicable Disease Branch, Center for Health Protection, and Dr. Sarah Ho, Chief Manager, Hospital Authority. The two doctors will update you on the hospital authority and the number of confirmed cases. First, Dr. Sarah Ho. There are 2,753 confirmed patients in hospital. 291 are newly confirmed cases. For those in isolation facilities, 509 are in isolation wards, 203 are in second-tier isolation ward, 562 are in the North Lantau Hospital, Hong Kong Infection Control Center. 195 patients are in the AWE COVID-19 Community Treatment Center. In total, 207 are newly confirmed patients. Yesterday, 4 patients were reported to be in critical condition, 15 in serious condition. Among the confirmed patients in hospital, 56 are in critical condition and 65 are in serious condition. Of the 14 critical patients, 14 are receiving intensive care. The Princess Margaret Hospital reported a critical case involving child. The child has epilepsy. He's had 2 doses of vaccine. He's a 10-year-old boy. On the 9th of September, he tested RAT positive. Yesterday, he went to a designated clinic for treatment, and then we sent the patient to the Princess Margaret Hospital Pediatric Isolation Ward. He has fever, shortness of breath, and signs of croup. The pediatrician immediately administered a prescribed medication for him to treat his condition. At the same time, it's found that the boy is no longer entirely lucid, and there's a brain scan that shows so far he's normal. He's now in a pediatric intensive care unit and he's in a critical condition. For death cases, 11 cases have been reported, 10 males and 1 female, aged between 61 and 93. For the 10 deceased patients, they did not complete the 3 doses of vaccination. And then in the past day, 233 patients recovered. Of those, 209 patients have been discharged. 3 patients screened out upon hospital admission. 4 patients in the ward are listed as close contact. As for staff members, 91 members newly confirmed cases, and 46 staff members have returned to work. That's all from me. Dr. Chuang, please. Yes, yesterday, for the total number positive cases, 7,772 yesterday. PCR cases 1,876, and RAT cases 5,896. We have 166 imported cases. 445 are PCR positive cases and 21 are RAT cases. For the 166 imported cases, 72 involve specimens found at the airport. For cases found at the quarantine centers and hotels, 50 cases. For days 6 to 7 cases found in community testing stations, 40 cases, and then the 4 cases found from days 8 to 10. The 166 cases came from 40 places. 4 places imported more than 10 cases each. The UK 27, USA 23, the Philippines 19, and Thailand 11 cases. For the remaining 36 places, they import 10 or less cases. As the hospital authority colleague said, we have today 11 reported death cases. So for during the 5th wave, in total, the 9,597 death cases. For residential care homes, there are 3 homes for the elderly and 7 homes for the disabled, which involve 11 confirmed cases, and 54 residents need to be quarantined. The 11 care homes include the Kowloon City Hong To Home for the Elderly, Kwai Chung, Koh Lang Kok, Lok On Gui Kei Sing Daycare Center for the Elderly, and then Chuen Wan Hing Nam Home for the Elderly, Chuen Wan Fu Hing Company, and then Chuen Wan Tonghua Group of Hospital Jockey Club, Yi On Care for the Elderly, and then in the Southern District, Tonghua Group of Hospital Jockey Club, Yi Lok Care Home, and then Tuen Mun, there's a home for the disabled, and then the Southern District there's another home and for the elderly, and then one for psychiatric patients, and then Sha Tin there's a Hin King Hostel, and also rehabilitation center, Chuen Wui Hin. For schools, it's a public holiday, so yesterday and today some cases have been reported to us. Some classes need to be suspended for a week. That includes a kindergarten, 2 primary schools, and 2 secondary schools. Kindergarten, Sha Tin, Tonghua Group of Hospital, Liu Yan Kat Kindergarten, K3C class has total of 27 patients, 27 students, 3 students and 1 teacher confirmed cases, so the class has been suspended for a week. And then Sai Kung DS class DS31, a school in Sai Kung, TS3I class 32 students, 5 have been infected. And then Tong Tak School in Yuen Long, Canteen, class 5A, 26 students, 4 confirmed cases. Another is a Catholic school, Nam Hwa School in Shamshapu, class 6A, 22 patients, 3 confirmed cases. For the subvariant strain L452R, that is a suspected BA.45, we see the percentage going up slightly. Now the percentage is 76.9. So if we multiply that by the number of cases in the community, the percentage is roughly, for BA.5, 68%, BA2.2, 20%, BA.4, 8.8%, BA2.1, 2.1, 3.6%. So that's all from me today. Thank you. The floor is now open to questions. Please raise your hand and use the microphone we give you to ask a question. And please first identify your organization. The lady in short sleeve there, over in the middle. I'm from Now TV. First, about the 10-year-old boy. Which vaccine did he have? Now, after the vaccination, he's still in a critical case. Was it to do what's the cause? Has it to do with his epilepsy? And then what about his family members? Are there members who have been infected? What is the suspected source of infection? Second question: there are signs of cases coming down. So does it mean that this wave has peaked, and so there will be a downward trend? And then experts have said that there are more home isolation cases, so we shouldn't issue compulsory testing based on sewage surveillance. So we should stop the practice. So how many, have you done any statistics as to how many home isolation cases there are versus the sewage surveillance results?
About the 10-year-old boy, he had 2 vaccines. The first dose was taken in March this year. For his epilepsy, it was a very complicated condition. He has to use more than 1 medicine in order to control his condition. It is anticonvulsant medicine. When he was hospitalized, he had fever and coughing. And after reaching our designated clinic, we saw his condition and he was referred to hospital. We are now observing his situation, and some antiviral medicine was prescribed, and other medicines as well. We will observe his condition, monitor his condition. Regarding the pandemic, the situation or the numbers had stabilized and declined these days, but we have to keep a close eye because we have to know whether it is related to the holiday. After the holiday, will there be a rebound? And has BA.5 peaked? Now it is at 68%. Will it stay at this percentage, or will there be the chance of a rise? So we have to monitor the situation to see whether it is really stabilizing or whether there will be further surge. As regards anti-pandemic policy and testing, the government will take into consideration experts' views. If there is the need, we will announce whether there will be any change necessary. Next. The lady on the right, on the last row. I'm from cable TV. My question is regarding 3+4. It has been in place for 1 month. There are reports saying that the positive rate in the first 3 days is 1.2%. Has a similar survey been done? Has there been any difference in the number? If the positive ratio is so low, will you relax further the quarantine measure to, for example, 0.7? For the Sai Kung Recreation Center, will it be used as isolation facility? What kind of patients will be taken in? What is the utilization rate of isolation facilities? Is there the need for an increase for the critical 10-year-old boy? Are the family members confirmed as well? And what vaccines has he taken? Regarding immigration policy, now the government is reviewing the situation. If there's the need, the Bureau will announce as needed. Regarding isolation facilities, the government is reviewing whether there are enough such facilities. And I am not too clear about the actual details. Regarding the 10-year-old boy, he has taken two doses of Sinovac. For his family members, we are following up on their condition. Next, the gentleman on the last row on the left. I'm from AM 730 regarding the 10-year-old boy. When was his last day, school day? And has there been any suspension of class because of the outbreak in his class? Regarding death cases, how many are related to COVID-19? For those unrelated cases, what is the number, and can you explain the reasons? So regarding compulsory quarantine or testing or restriction notice, do you have the percentage of people related? And regarding the list, how many people are being incorporated in that restriction compulsory testing notice? What is the number? Let me give you the information. Just now, our colleague talked about his family members. Regarding the 10-year-old boy, his father and his mother, and his 6-year-old sister 2 days ago were confirmed. And his grandfather was also confirmed. So he might be the source. And I would like to turn to the death cases. For the 11 patients, all have chronic illnesses or cancer. So actually, in recent COVID tests, they were tested positive, and there were signs of pneumonia. The 5th person, a 77-year-old patient, has not only COVID-19. In fact, there is a tumor in his artery. So apart from COVID-19, his artery tumor showed signs of burst, and so there is bleeding, there's loss of blood. So for that patient, he suffered from both conditions. Next, please. The gentleman on the left. I'm from Mingpao. Dr. Ho, I want to ask a question about the 10-year-old boy. How many PCR tests have been done after hospitalization? What is the CT value? What is the reason why he is listed as a critical case? Is it because of his epilepsy? For his 6-year-old sister, has she been hospitalized, or is there the need for hospitalization? In midnight yesterday, there is still a child who is in critical condition. Do you have more information? Dr. Chuang, regarding local PCR tests, what is the positive ratio for imported cases? After reviewing the past month, for imported cases discovered on day 4 to 7 in the community, how many are newly confirmed? How many are re-positive case? How many are serious cases among those imported cases? Regarding the 10-year-old boy, for PCR test, the first CT value is 19.9. So the viral load is high. As regards his 6-year-old younger sister, right now, she is having home quarantine. I do not have the actual information or number on hand. I remember that some time ago it is 1 to 2%. This is the positive rate detected in the testing center. Now, let me supplement. You asked earlier why his condition was regarded critical. When he was hospitalized at the beginning, with high flow of oxygen, his blood oxygen content or concentration can be increased. But now we have to increase that oxygen flow in order to reach the standard. So that's why his condition is listed as critical. Besides, for other children, well, I think I will let other reporters ask questions first. Any other question? The last one, this lady. I'm from Economic Daily. For the critical young boy, do you know what kind of virus strain does he have for his epilepsy? Well, did that happen before, or is it because after he was confirmed? Is that related with COVID-19 for the death cases? How many of the patients had not even one dose of vaccine? Dr. Chuang, experts were surprised that sewage test is regarded as basis of building compulsory closure or testing. So it is not logical. So what is the reason for that arrangement? Thank you. For sewage surveillance, positive result. And if the viral load is high, if the area to which the sewage will go past is large, then it is not able to do compulsory testing. So we hope the residents there will take tests. But then if the viral load in the sewage is high, and if it reaches the building level, then there may be the chance to carry out the compulsory testing. All right, regarding the 10-year-old boy, he has epilepsy, and he comes to our facilities for a follow-up visit. And his condition cannot be controlled by one medicine. He is on several medicines. So that's about his condition. A previous question is whether there is another serious case about children. Now, some time ago, we announced that in Tuen Mun Hospital, a 5-year, 9-month-old girl is still in a serious condition. She is now hospitalized in pediatric ward, and we are closely monitoring her condition. And for her 11-year-old sister, she has already recovered and discharged. Today, there are 11 death cases, and among which 5 patients have not received any vaccine of any type at all. So let me remind you, if you are still not vaccinated yet, or if you have only received 1 dose, then please make sure that you get all doses necessary in order to achieve the desired result.
If I may add, I have some figures from earlier on, say on about the 6th of September, compulsory testing notices, or the number of restriction testing declaration cases, RTD, the ratio is about 1% in some cases, 1% in some cases, and 2% in other cases. As for positive cases found in community testing, is about 2%. That's the end of the press briefing. Thank you.